All right, what is going on, guys? We have NFP approaching, and I think we're looking at the three biggest pairs that are going to be moving during that time. Obviously, there's other USD pairs and you got the CAD pairs, but we are sticking to the three that we are going over. So I just got done doing the pro version for the paid members of the analysis, and now we're just going to show you guys exactly what we went over, a little bit of what we went over for that and what we're expecting. So right now, I don't see any areas of interest for this thing to keep dropping. I mean, overall, in a higher time frame, this thing is definitely due. I mean, it is bearish, right? So that's something we got to acknowledge here. If we go to the monthly, it's kind of bearish. It broke that structure, continued down. Now it's hitting a zone, and we could see it go right back up. The weekly, it's hitting a nice zone of support. You got this whole entire area right here that is due for support, and it's respecting it great. And then the 12-hour, the only thing that I don't like is the fact that well, no, the 12-hour is kind of divergent. So that gives us a little bit more confirmation, but at the same time, it has not. That wasn't the 12-hour. I'm sorry, that was the daily. But the daily hasn't given us the confirmation of a complete reversal. I don't like trading reversals before they break certain structure points for me to feel comfortable, like actually want to trade it. But in this case, there are certain circumstances where you can kind of get ahead of that curve. So, like last night, for example, I mean, if we look at this pair right now, you see we had that inverted head and shoulders. You got a left shoulder ahead, a right shoulder. Never came down and broke the low, and it respected it, and it came up for 2 days ago, setting us on a course for a consolidation on that 1 hour water, and it was a straightaway. And when I see these types of patterns form, this tells me that it's going to go up another level. And that's what we're seeing here. I think that we're just going to see this thing shoot up maybe one more time in the direction towards at least this point. That's another supply zone area right there. And if we go back on, delete this, we zoom out on the 4 hour, it kind of paints the picture a little bit better here because now we have that little hiccup. So I like to call them little hiccups in prices going down, right? So you had movement down, pull back on two candles, and then it dropped. And now we're going to see it most likely continue because usually when it hits this area, or at least the water on the 4 hour, that's when we start seeing signs of it reversing like this, right? It came up, hit it, dropped. Now what we're seeing is hit on that 50 moving average. Let me get rid of this. Hit on that 50 moving average, but instead of it getting set for a reversal like it usually does, right? Hits it, has like a few hours of drop or has some sort of confirmation that it wants to drop. It's not doing that. So my thought process is that we're going to see this thing shoot up one more time because NFP has been pushing, well, because the price has obviously been pushing down for a long time. It is due for a reversal. And I think it's going to shoot up to hit the Mayo because that is the home beacon. And price always wants to return back to that home beacon. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see that finally after it broke this structure right here. I think we're going to see it finally reach back up into those areas. And NFP could set it on that course. So I'm looking for it to shoot up a little bit higher to go up into this general zone. And then once it gets to there, then we can see it drop again. But of course, we need to get some patience and have some risk management because in order for me to want to take that trade, because I'll be up there in New York, I think we're going to need to see it drop down here and then continue back up, right? So we want to see that stop on high. We want to see it respect this retail trend line. It might drop past it in the beginning and then continue, but let's see what it's going to do. But I am overall bullish on this pair just to get it so that it continues with that overall direction because I don't see anything telling me that it wants to drop. And when I don't see anything telling me that this thing wants to drop, I continue. And the only thing I see that wants to drop is this for a pullback and then a continuation. So with that, let's go to GBPUSD. GBPUSD played out perfectly 2 nights ago. I didn't do this last night. Again, I've been busy and I'm just trying to get as much content as I can. So bear with me. But we had the reversal here on, this is Friday, this is Thursday, so Tuesday. So Tuesday came up. Oh, I'm sorry, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. This was Wednesday. So this was Wednesday midweek reversal, consolidated, and we had two options or three options where it was either going to continue down with the overall trend, push up to this zone, then drop, or break through it and then retest it. And that's exactly what happened. So I can delete this. I don't need these anymore. because that's not what we were looking for. It ultimately respected this. So now we're going to see this thing shoot up a little bit more. Took this trade during New York session or early pre-New York session and got up to the recent high for a quick, 1-to-1 because of that spike down. But ultimately, it was still pretty good. Now, I think it's just kind of like EU, been dropping for a minute, broke structure. It's due for a pullback. We have a divergent W on the daily that's oversold. All these key indications that lead me to believe that we're going to see this thing continue up. And I don't see anything telling me that this thing wants to drop. The TDI does not form like this and just drop like that. It's not what it does. It's going to have to at least shoot out to stop hunt some people. And then once it gets up there, we can see a drop. But that stop hunt isn't going to be this week. I think it's going to be another day of push. We're going to see it push up into this supply zone right here. And once it gets up there, that's when we can start looking for some reversals back down. But again, that's not happening until next week. So we're going to leave that be and remain bullish on GU, right? So just look for a stop hunt low, most likely down just like EU, and then pushed up, right? So now let's go to UJ. Now, out of all the pairs I did, I was kind of hesitant on UJ just because I had a lot of USD pairs more. I had the dollar being more weak than anything at the moment, just based off of technical structure. So, mind you, I haven't done any fundamental analysis on the dollar. I don't even know what's happening right now with the dollar. I just know what I'm used to looking at, what's been very successful for me over the years. And right now, it's that I have mainly anything that's like Euro USD, GBP USD secondary is bullish, making the dollar weak. Now, if that's the case, then that means the dollar should technically drop here, right? But a lot of the other JPY pairs, if you go do your analysis, it all looks like they're about to shoot up. Now, that could be the stop hunt, and I could have been wrong, but ultimately, they, at least for the day, are more bullish than they are bearish. So I'm seeing this kind of stuck in the middle where it leaves me with the choice of either it's going to go up here, respect the retail trend line, or maybe break past it, then drop, or it's going to just blow past it and continue. And all the other pairs, I would have done it wrong, which is okay, but it's NFP's tricky. You got to be careful. So I told people on my paid version on the Pro Series for the armor package and the sword package to not really touch this. I just want to see what it does. I don't want to kind of get too early with it. It's at a low. There's a trend line here. Is it going to respect it? Is it going to go up? Like, you got so many variations that could happen in news, especially in the morning, is going to make it interesting. So what I'm going to say is let's not really touch UJ. Let's wait until NFP is over because then we will have definite direction for next week, and then we can come in, grab some pips, and be out. So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys have a great week and you guys crush NFP if you decide to trade it. If you don't, I guess I'll see you guys next Monday. So everyone have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out.